What's going on, everybody? Hello, and welcome to the first ever Shelf Shock Rewind Awards of 2022. I am so stoked to be here, and we are seeing down the barrel of something that we've been planning for months and months and months. Hopefully, Steven unmutes in just a second, and just so everybody knows that you're here.
Hi.
Now you can say hello.
Hello. Hi.
Steven is here from... Go ahead.
I like to play. I was just going to do a Wayne's World reference, guys.
Do it. We're all about Wayne's World references.
But yes, we're here. Welcome to the inaugural Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. It's, as Ryan was saying, months in the planning, and we're finally here on the night, finding out a bunch of winners from many categories. It's exciting.
It is exciting. We have put a lot into this, but I would be remiss to not highlight the amount of people that have also assisted in doing this. We have almost 50 people that were involved in our creator selection committee. All of those fine people helped narrow down the list of, honestly, I don't even know the eligibility pool. That's something we should have figured out. I guarantee there was at least 600 or 700 releases that came out last year, and it's probably more than 1,000. And they narrowed all of those down to all of our categories that we all voted on just for tonight. But it's not just the CSC. We could not do this without the entire community. So thank you all. We got in literally hundreds of votes in this thing. And it is really only going to have the integrity because of all of those names attached to it. So thank you to everybody that's watching and everybody that participated.
Yes, most definitely. This all started as a project about the community. You know, we wanted to make sure as much of the community as possible could have their voice heard. And you know, we hear a lot of people mention a lot of the same titles, but we wanted to make sure that everybody's voice could get in there. And of course, we had write-ins. We had a lot of write-ins. We have tons. We were surprised at how many write-ins we had. And yeah, it ended up being a really great turnout. And looks like we're getting a lot of good stuff in the chat. You want to look at some of that just to get?
First off, I'm going to go with D. Sibner here, who says 10 years from now, this will be a widely streamed event on Netflix. And I can't wait because it will be a better air-conditioned event and I wouldn't be sweating already.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a lot going on tonight. And speaking of the comments, I've been highlighting some of those already. And I wanted to let you know that we're not going to be able to highlight every single one because there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes. But we will highlight as much as we possibly can tonight. And that brings us to the next part, which is we have a ton of items to give away tonight. And one of the things that we want to do is reward the people that are in this community taking part in an event like this. So at various times during this event, there will be a trivia question posted. What we are going to do is that when you are seeing this trivia question, the first person to get it right in the chat is going to be the winner for that question. And we're not talking small giveaways here. Steven even has a wonderful infographic to hold up for all of us. And it's pretty fancy. Why don't you tell us what we got coming?
Well, of course, you know, first of all, we got to thank the people, the outlets that were giving us these great prizes. Orbit DVD, Grindhouse Video, and Diabolic DVD, all just were fantastic in working with us and not only promoting, but also giving us these great prizes. So, of course, Grindhouse Video, they contributed 3 $50 gift certificates, which is amazing. More than they gave us more than we thought we would get. Diabolic DVD, Jesse over there, he gave us 2 gift cards for $25 piece, along with 3 sets of 2 physical media releases from his label, Cauldron Films. And then lastly, we have Orbit DVD, Mark over there, Orbit DVD, giving us a $10 gift certificate, but also the Sony Pictures Classic 4K set as a big giveaway that we were going to do towards the end. So yeah, a lot of great stuff. It was so exciting working with these guys and them just being excited about it and working with us. And this is them. Not only are they already doing a great justice for all of us collectors out there, making a lot of this stuff easier to get to, especially if you're in the US trying to get international stuff, they hold all this stuff in their place and they make it easier for us to get it. But they go ahead and they do stuff like this that they don't have to do. So thanks, guys. Thanks all for that.
Last thing I'm going to say before we go into our very first award of the night is that we have a ton of people that not only helped contribute for the CSC, which you're going to hear that acronym various times tonight, and that is the Creator Selection Committee I mentioned a little while ago. Basically, that was our version of the Academy. Many of them volunteered to help present awards tonight, and please go take a look at the description in the box below, and you will see links to all of these people's pages, their podcasts, everything that you can possibly find them on. And we fully recommend that you go give them all of your support. The people that are involved in this are amazing. Steven, you ready for that first award?
My cat is, apparently. Yeah. Well, that first award, I think we're going over to a friend of mine. If you know my podcast, Chasing Labels, you'll know Andrew Cabral. So let's go over to him and talk about our first award.
Hello, everyone. I am Andrew Cabral. I am one half of the co-hosting pair from Chasing Labels. And today I'm here to present the award for Best Classic Film Release. Classic films have always been something that is near and dear to my heart. I'm sure it's near and dear to many of your hearts as well. I believe it to be the foundation for which all of our love of film is built upon, all the way going from the beginning to the present day. And we are very fortunate enough over the last several years, and just through collecting, through movie archiving, through preservation and restoration, we have had the privilege to be able to own many of the classic films throughout the decades. And in this category, the nominees are and the winners are.
Well,
are you ready for the winners for the classic film release? Let's see them.
And the winners are. No, I seem to have misplaced where the winners are. They must be here somewhere amongst the stacks of movies that I have. Please hold on while I look. See. Oh, here it is. So the winner for Best Classic Film Release according to the community is Vampire by Eureka Entertainment. And the winner according to the CSC is also Vampire by Eureka Entertainment. And without further ado, back to our co-hosts.
Yes. Well, so the first award of the night goes to Vampire from Eureka, and I honestly thought the Warner Archive was going to take one of these. What'd you think?
Because they had three different. I think they had maybe 2 or 3 releases in this that got nominated.
They did, yeah.
And Warner Archive is, of course, always been really great about releasing great classic films with great restorations. And I really did too. I thought there was a big fervor for a few of them, but Vampire is a big classic silent film that, of course, was put out by the Criterion Collection. Yep. And then now Eureka came out with a great 4K. And I think it already went out of print really fast. So it's almost not surprising, but I'm glad it's a good release, a good film. So
it is a solid release, and anybody that's looking for it, it is one that I would suggest getting your hands on. Just don't overspend on it. I did want to point out, somebody asked earlier, how are we doing this with streaming across many platforms and paying attention to comments from all of these different places? We're doing our best, I promise. I can see all of the comments rolling in one place, and we are managing them. If you want to take a look at that and try to get in on the trivia, just participate. We'll let you know when you're up for it, and we will jump in on that front. And now that we're done with the classic film release, are you ready for the second one, Stephen?
Yes, we have now. We're gonna kind of go to the other spectrum, and we're gonna talk about the best modern studio release.
I love how we're gonna go from very serious to this. And by the way, the person in the video here is in the chat. Thank you, Jeremy Long, for this. Here we go.
Oh, hi there. Sorry, you caught me doing some light reading. My name is Jeremy Long, and I'm a stand-up comedian and screenwriter here in Los Angeles, California, and I'm very honored to be part of the Shelf Shock Awards for 2022. In fact, it's more than an honor, really. It's an obligation, but it's an obligation I'm happy to fulfill. I'm here to present to you Best Modern Studio Release, which I think is a very underrated category because although we all look forward to great, beautiful new restorations of some of our favorite classic films from some of our favorite boutique labels, we can't forget about all the brand new films that just came out last year, and some of them got some pretty beautiful releases. And, you know, I think this category and these nominees really reflect some of the best films of 2022. So without further ado, the nominees are... And the winner of the community vote is Everything Everywhere All at Once. So that's great. Let me get rid of these stupid things. And the winner of the Creators Selection Committee vote is Everything Everywhere All at Once again. It wins twice because it deserves to. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You don't get one of these without seeing some bullshit. And this ain't no bullshit. Everything Everywhere is the best movie of 2022, and it deserves these awards. Back to you, Ryan and Steve.
Oh, man. I love the production value on that.
I was afraid he was going to use that.
Well, you didn't get the After Dark cut that I got of the video, so we'll talk about that later. But either way, Everything Everywhere All at Once, one of my favorites from last year, and I love this movie. Yeah. Here, I'll match yours as well. Here's the back of the steelbook.
Damn it, copier. But I agree. It's one of the best films of last year, and I'll be excited to see how well it does at the Oscars. And I guess I saw some great comments going on while the video is going. We got to go back.
Paul Huggins wants to know if Rakakuni's coming on to accept the award. Unfortunately, in his absence, he wanted to say nothing actually because he can't speak English. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Robert Francis was throwing out Maverick was an incredible release. Bruiser was running for Batman. Looks like John Peters also voted for Batman. Lots going on. Lots of love in the chat. And
friend of mine, Aaron West from the Criterion Now podcast says this is a disc measuring contest. I love it.
It is. Yeah. And I think mine's just slightly bigger.
It is. It is.
Speaking of Oscars, because that was something that we wanted to bring up, I think we should maybe go into our first trivia segment. What do you think there, Stephen?
Let's do it, man. I won't know any of these, so I can never win. So
on that front, we wanted to point out that the Creator Selection Committee, even though they voted for a lot of this, they're not actually involved. This was all myself and Stephen. So they are all possible to participate and win any of these awards tonight. So they are going to be right alongside you, but you got to know your stuff. Stephen, what are we going for in round one tonight?
Round one, we are going to give away the first gift card tonight, and we're going to give away the $10 gift certificate from Orbit DVD. So that's a shipping cost right there. Or a little, more than that, but still, that's a good little chunk off your price. So go. And
that shipping's free when you already get 3 items. So hey, Everybody get your hot dog fingers ready. You're going to type as quick as you can to this first question, and we will highlight the winner to this question now. All right. Fastest Fingers in the West is going to win this one. How many Oscars was Everything Everywhere All at Once nominated for? Whoever said that in the comments earlier was right. This is a lot to keep track of. But the winner is Mr. Robert Francis. Robert Francis, you are our first winner of the giveaway tonight. And now, because this is the first one, we're going to let you know how we're going to handle this. You are going to send your YouTube name or wherever you're commenting from to shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. And we will get you the code for that emailed out as soon as we can in the next couple of days. Congrats, Robert. That was amazing. Man, some people are only guessing like 6 and 4. And Nick Cohen says 42.
That's the Jackie Robinson movie.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that was our first giveaway. Now you can see how it's going to go the rest of the night. This is amazing. I love how many answers we're getting for this. And now we are ready to move on. Anything else that you want to say about Best Modern Studio Release, sir?
No, I don't like new movies. I hate them all. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I bought the movie. I'm messing around. But no, it's like Jeremy said, it's important that, I think a lot of us, we love these boutiques and a lot of classic film and older films come out, but a lot of newer films need to be paid attention to. And I keep up with all of it. So
I agree there. And now we're going to be talking about something that keeps the freshness of this hobby alive. And the next category that we are going to be talking about is Best New Label. Now, I don't know about you, but it seems that we get, especially since like 2019, every year we get a handful of labels that are just out of the gate impressive beyond belief. And I don't know how we keep getting this. However, as my room is a testament to, there are no shortages of films to be released or re-released by some of these labels, and some of them are just killing it. So we had the idea to poll everyone on what they thought the best new label was, and the nominees for that category are Well, in the comments, we got a bunch of people guessing a whole bunch of labels that I wanted to throw out there. They were not eligible, and one of the reasons is they didn't have their first release come out in 2022. Technically, Radiance didn't have their first release until January of 2023. Air 4444 had their first release a while back. Some of these other ones, like Fun City, they've been around for a while. They were one of the first OCN partner labels. So some of those were not eligible to win. And yeah, Radiance, they'll be eligible in 2023, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was damn near a clean sweep. But let's figure out some winners. So the community vote for Best New Label went to Deaf Crocodile. Congratulations to Deaf Crocodile.
Congratulations.
From the Creator Selection Committee, we saw not Deaf Crocodile, but the Best New Label is Canadian International Pictures. And there was a joke about Rakakuni, but they are actually able to accept their award. And here we go.
Wow. Hey, this is David Marriott from Canadian International Pictures. I'm here with Jonathan Doyle. And on behalf of us and our third partner, A Toshinari, just a huge thanks to everybody who voted us Best New Label. Thank you to the Creator Selection Committee. It's a huge honor, starting this label. We had no idea what it was going to look like. We had no idea what the reception was going to be to Canadian cinema, archival Canadian cinema. So it's just been tremendously heartening to see how many people care. And yeah, this is a huge honor, and sincere thanks to the community and to the creator selection committee. Thanks so much.
And we just want to thank some of our kind of key partners, the National Film Board of Canada, LA Film in Quebec, Zelco Entertainment, we work with on Rainbow Boys, and so many others. And of course, OCN and Justin La Liberty and everyone over there. And, Ryan and Steven for putting together this very cool award show.
Yeah, absolutely. Our graphic designer, Dylan Haley in New Zealand, who's been with us since the beginning as well.
Congratulations to Canadian International Pictures and Deaf Crocodile. We got a question from Jeff K in the chat. Do the winners get a statue? Unfortunately, I have children and all my money is gone. So
you should know that we're like you and we have no money to give to anything else. Not even my children have money. It's for the collection in here.
This is true. I'm upset that I can't win any of the gift certificates tonight.
I am, as we were getting these donations, these things from the outlets, I was like, damn it, I just want to get out of this and just be a part of it so I can get that Sony Picture Classic set. And
either way, this has been hilarious to read everybody's comments. And speaking of things that are hilarious, I think that we should go into our best comedy release of 2022.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Bob.
I don't know,
at
man.
Bob's Blu Rays. You can find me on Instagram and also here on YouTube as well. I post a lot of collection updates, a lot of movie hauls, movie reviews sometimes. I do a lot of live streams. I really enjoy doing things like that. So if you're interested, come check me out on YouTube under Bob's Blu Rays. I'm also on Instagram. Like I said, I post every day on there. But today I'm going to be introducing the nominees for Best Comedy Film of the Year. I wanted to talk a little bit about my history with comedies, why I love comedies so much. I grew up watching a lot of raunchier comedies in my early teens with my dad, and just a lot of comedy movies. They hold a special place in my heart because I watched a lot of them as a kid with my dad, so that holds a special place there for me. And I just enjoy a good laugh. Sometimes you just need to relax and watch something where you don't have to pay super close attention to or have a deeper film. Sometimes you just need a good laugh and enjoy yourselves and watch something fun, funny, and entertaining. And there's a lot of great comedies out there. So with that being said, for the best comedy of the year, the best comedy film of the year, the nominee. And being presented with this award, the best comedy release of 2023 for the community vote and the selection committee goes to Pink Flamingo by Criterion Collection. Congratulations.
Well, not really a surprise there.
No. And I want to say we didn't provide him with that award. We told you we didn't have enough money for trophies. We didn't provide him with that. He got that himself. So,
and thankfully, Pink Flamingo's incredible release. So many people love this movie. One that's a classic. One that is it's a special movie. This has its fans and its detractors, but it's John Waters. That's to be expected.
Super, friend, Andrew, my co-host on Chasing Labels, loves John Waters. He brings him up every chance he gets. And I'm from Baltimore. So I have to like John Waters. I mean, that's where everything was started. So yeah.
Checking in on the chat, there was something that I wanted to point out that was from my dear friend who's here on my show every week, Josephine, Will there ever be categories for performances in releases? I mean, maybe if we can ever plan a 23-hour show, because how do you divide those up when you're looking at boutique releases?
Yeah, it's if you start getting into the movies themselves, it's going to be a little crazy. So, but maybe we'll get that Netflix deal.
That would be sweet, and then we can count on a lot more. And one thing that you can count on is that it's time for our second trivia question. Mr. Billings, what are we shooting for on this one?
Well, let's go ahead. Let's jump over to the Diabolic DVD. They got two $25 gift cards. We're going to give away a $25 gift card on this one.
All right. This one is going to be a really interesting one because it's been joked about on either side, and supposedly the answer for this one is true, but I bet a lot of you guys will get this one fairly quickly. Get ready to type, because here is trivia question number 2. All right, let's see how fast we can get some answers in here. Oh my gosh, they just come in so quickly, and unfortunately, I saw one.
Shit. Stop!
God, you guys are amazing. I love this. And first of all, I want to point out there are 130 people watching this live right now. Thank you all for tuning out for this. This is amazing. But the winner of our second trivia question, FilmNut79. FilmNut, please send an email to shelfshockrewind@gmail.com and let us know that you won trivia question number 2, the Diabolic $25 gift card. Congratulations. It was Ursula.
Congratulations.
From The Little Mermaid. And does not surprise me on that one.
Nah, that movie scares me. I don't even watch it anymore.
It's a great movie. And honestly, this is one of the first live action remakes that I kind of want to see what they can do with it. I don't think I've watched many of the other, like maybe 2 or 3, but this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we're moving on to our next category. And so now we're getting into some of the tech stuff. We're going to talk about now our best audio presentation.
Which this is one that I know certain people don't always pay too much attention to, so we wanted to shine a light on the good stuff. Here we go.
The roar of an engine, the sound of your favorite song, or just pure, sudden, terrifying silence. Great audio presentation can bring the theater experience right into your own living room. And it is with that I'm proud to present the winners for Best Audio Presentation. Community winner is Top Gun Maverick from Paramount Pictures. And with the Creators Selection Committee has chosen the utterly fantastic The Last Waltz from the Criterion Collection. 2 films that are truly enhanced by fantastic audio presentation that truly makes you seem like you're watching it in a theater in your own home.
That is oh so very true. And yes, this is a really great category. The Last Waltz, especially that new 4K release, is one that people need to jump on if they don't have it.
And of course, with Top Gun, that's kind of, it's been a very popular movie last year. Whether you like the movie or not, you can't really deny that the sound element of that movie is pretty great. So it's not really a surprise. So yeah, I mean, it is a hard category to kind of, especially if you're not, like you said, not a audio person, or if you don't really have a great setup at home, you can't really tell. But I think the committee did a great job of kind of narrowing it down and picking some really great choices for this category. So
I did want to point out we had one question saying these guys are answering the questions before you put up the nominations. Is there a prior list? Not at all, unless you're talking about the categories, which people have known about the categories since back in December when we were, we posted the link for everybody to vote. We've got lots of different ways for people to see the nominees out there. With the trivia, no, of course, there's no list anywhere, but there is so much going on behind the scenes that I am just stoked to see all of these comments coming in. You guys are amazing. But going with best audio, we kind of have to talk about best video.
Yeah, and this is one of my favorites because sometimes you can get a newer film that already looks great and then get a great 4K for it, and it enhances it even more. Then you can also get some great older films that have been restored and still get a really great image. So I'm excited to see who wins this one.
I'm going to kick it over to my friend Sam for best video presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Sam and I am a film enthusiast and avid Blu-ray collector. I have a small, very modest YouTube channel called Film Blogger Sam, in which I talk about films and Blu-ray and physical media from various different labels from across the world. And I am extremely honoured to be here tonight to present the inaugural award for Best Video Presentation for 2022 for the Shelf Shock Awards. Video presentation has come a long way since the inception of home media, looking back to VHS, to DVD, to Blu-ray, and now we have 4K Ultra HD releases of films that are breathing new life into old classics, but also providing reference quality images for modern blockbusters. The attention to detail and the loving care that many Blu-ray companies are putting into the preservation and restoration of film is admirable, and it's definitely a cause for celebration. So without any further ado, the nominees for the best video presentation are...
I guess I cut it off too early. Here we go.
And the winner for the community vote is Criterion Collection's release of David Lynch's The Lost Highway. And the winner of the Creator Selection Committee vote is the Criterion Collection release of David Lynch's Lost Highway.
Well,
Lost Highway. That's a big one.
Yeah, I know. It's a great release. It's
come on. Let's not do that shit.
Sorry. My bad. Wrong release. But I haven't gotten the Criterion release yet, but I intend to, as you can see. A great film. How did the presentation look to you? Have you watched it yet?
I checked out the transfer, but Lynch is one, as I literally just talked about on my show on Thursday night, Lynch is one that you got to really be in the right mood for, and Lost Highway has just not been that moment yet. I'm going to take it and show the wife one of these months in the next coming year. But the 4K presentation, honestly, stunning. I shocked with how good it looked, and it was a great upgrade from what we had previously, including the Kino Blu-ray. It's a good release, and I think people should check it out if they haven't. We
Awesome.
also had led off before we went into this whole award show thing by starting a giveaway about a month and a half ago. And we had all of you in the community make a video that you would present to us, and we would share live during our show for the top 5 that we picked. And we got our first one of those that we are going to show right now from CSC member Will Dodson, who does not know how to film in landscape all the time.
Shelf shot giveaway. Why do I like physical media? I get to be a curator, an excavator, a tastemaker, an innovator, and an ostentatious displayer of everything that is high art, low art, ridiculous, silly, sublime, and 103 Jess Franco films.
Literally just for the reason to showcase his Jess Franco collection, which, congratulations, that is ridiculous, Will.
Yeah, Will is actually, I haven't had him on my show yet, but he has been on your show many times, and he lives in my area. He lives in Greensboro. He works in the area where I live, so I got to meet up with him one day.
Yes, this is an incredible collection, and the whole Jess Franco thing at the end, it is impressive. And Will is in the chat tonight. His name is Ashby Owls. Please give him some love. He is amazing. Yes. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, Will is on my channel the first Thursday of every single month so that we can go over all the OCN titles together. Will is amazing, and obviously you can tell by his vocabulary, one of the smartest people in this hobby, and I love the dude so much. I love the questions like, hey, Will, where do you keep your clothes? Who needs clothes when you have Jess Franco?
I don't think you're going to want to wear clothes while you're watching Jess Franco. So, I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, yeah.
All right. Now we're going to go into one of my favorite parts of this evening. So one of the things that we love, and we just talked about video presentation, but there's another aspect of that is a little more nuanced, and that is the amount of an upgrade for a video presentation. There are some of these films that go all the way back to pre-VHS was their last release. There's something that has made leaps and bounds in 40 years of physical media format technology, and now we're seeing something sometimes in glorious 4K. So on that front, we get a whole lot of this window of restorations that could have been in the middle that weren't there, and some of these upgrades are massive. There's a lot of stuff that is exciting surrounding this category, but we're going to start with a video from my friend Chris Haskell from They Live by Film.
Welcome. Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. And for those of you that don't know the podcast that me and Adam and Zach run, we dedicate the podcast to exploring world cinema. And so the half of it is really around the discussion and kind of the critique of films. And the other half, which is very relevant to tonight's presentation, is around exploring the personalities behind the labels that we buy. So very excited to be here. And I'm very excited about the category that I'm presenting. So when we think of home video restoration upgrades, this is truly a passion project within the boutique Blu-ray community. A lot of the folks that are behind the restorations are deeply passionate about capturing the spirit of the original intent of the filmmaker. We've certainly seen controversy when the film has been changed over the years at the director's behest. But there's, I think that the most important thing to take away from these restoration category and from any of the restoration work is the folks behind this are deeply passionate about producing the best quality work that captures the way that the film was intended. And the nominees for Best Home Video Restoration Upgrade are And the winner of the community vote is Thriller, A Cruel Picture from Vinegar Syndrome. And the winner of the Creators Selection Committee vote is Out of the Blue from Severin Films.
So this category is very special for a lot of reasons. And I wanted to throw out that one of the things that I try to do on my channel is highlight some of the personalities behind some of these releases. And one of the things that we don't always get to see are the personalities behind the restorations themselves. So tonight, I happen to get a couple people that you might find interesting to hear speak on one of these releases. This isn't the last we're going to hear from them, but I didn't want to put it all at once. So here is our first snippet from one of the teams behind these restorations.
I'm Elizabeth Carr. I'm John Allen Simon's producer partner, both on the Out of the Blue 4K restoration and in our company, Discovery Productions. And John really spearheaded this. He's been involved with getting Out of the Blue seen from the get-go, from when he first rescued it off the shelf, and he and Dennis Hopper took it on the road in the early 80s.
Yeah, it's really been a long journey, and this restoration and the re-release for the 40th anniversary, it's kind of payback for what an amazing friend and mentor Dennis Hopper was. I'm really proud to say, I mean, today people know him primarily as an actor from his later work, but
that's true.
Dennis was always very generous in saying to me that our release of Out of the Blue got him back as a director.
The discs are amazing, and kudos to John, who put together the extras, and we had wonderful help with that too. The people who gave their time for the interviews, and like Brian Cox and Ethan Hawke and people, and our friend Patrick Flynn, who helped John edit the videos.
This is so exciting to see the people behind this willing to come and be a part of this and share some of their information behind the transfer of Out of the Blue. Like I said, we're going to hear a little bit more on that tonight. But for now, I just want to bring some sort of recognition to the faces and names behind these, because one release is going to take way more sets of hands and eyes than you could ever dream of on some of these. And John Allen Simon and Elizabeth Carr deserve just the most massive amount of kudos for this release. It is an astonishing release. And if you don't have Out of the Blue, especially on 4K from Severin, but also if you're in the UK, the BFI release on this is stunning as well. Please go and check this out. This is a beautiful release. And not only can you get it on disc, they're still playing it theatrically in many places. It is coming here to Kansas City in less than 6 weeks. And I'm going to be doing my best to take myself and my wife to see it in the theater for the first time. So I am beyond stoked that Elizabeth and John would come on and just give an appreciation during this. And they're in the chat. So thanks a lot, Elizabeth, for being here. Yeah. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I was able to talk with John a while back ago. We got an interview on with Chasing Labels, and yeah, he's just got so many great stories about his time with this film, and yeah, they've just been such a supporter, and they just like you'll hear from them that they're still paying for this whole restoration, and the love for this film and the love for Dennis Hopper and Linda Manns is just amazing. And so very big congratulations to Out of the Blue, and also, of course, let's not forget the other winner, Thriller, did also win restoration, and this was one I think a lot of us really wanted to see get a good release. We, of course, got the Synapse release, and then there was some controversy going on, and then this got there was some nice online going back and forth, and then we got this release, which is very nice. And so, yeah, great picks for best home restoration.
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome absolutely killed it for that release. The amount of discs that are in that are astonishing. The extras on both of these releases in this category are just make it all worth it. If you are on the fence on either of these, there's no reason to be. They're both amazing. No.
Agreed.
Mr. Billings, you want to take us to our next category?
Sure. So our next category is going to be best animated film release. With animated film, the thing that's great about it is it's not really a genre, it's a medium. It's another way to tell stories. And of course, no matter where you go in the world, everybody's got their own style of animation. You know, and you know, we have our mainstream animation with, you know, things like Pixar and Disney, but then you can go to Hayao Miyazaki stuff in Japan, and just all over the world. There's also so many different ways to tell stories with animation. And I think that this year's nominees, we get a little bit of everything. So with that said, this year's nominees for Best Animated Release are... All right, so our winner for the community vote for Best Animated Film Release is WALL-E from Criterion Collection. And the CSC, the Creator Selection Committee choice, is WALL-E from the Criterion Collection. So, yeah, you know, part of me was hoping maybe we'd get a split on this one, but you know, this was a big surprise last year when this got announced, and I think it just kind of took the world by storm there for a while. And you know, it's a good film, and it's from Criterion, which is, you know, I think, yeah, Ursula. Oh man,
oh, that's amazing. Yeah, so the hard part with a lot of these tonight is, unfortunately, Criterion and Vinegar Syndrome have huge fan bases. So if this is one thing that can be an indication for next year, if we get to do this again, make sure you rally all your friends that love physical media to get on the train and vote for next year's Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, because some of these, I'm not going to say they don't deserve it, because all the releases that are nominated tonight are amazing. But beyond that, there is more to some of these stories. And WALL-E obviously has had a swath of releases over the years, being a Disney title, and I would have loved to see it go to somebody like Deaf Crocodile. This has been a really interesting year for animation, and they're all kind of amazing. And just to get nominated, I know it's the cliche thing to say, it's just an honor to be nominated, but it would have been nice to see some of these other ones.
And yeah, it's one of them. It's also, animation's one of them things where I think some people are into it and some people are not.
Right.
And so there is I think a little bit less of maybe a knowledge base, and maybe we can improve that better next year for our, you know, with our CSC, maybe get a little bit more people that are involved and really focused on animated films, and make that a stronger category maybe for next year. So
absolutely. So now let's go back and watch one of our second videos for the giveaway that we were doing. This is another one of the Why I Love Physical Media videos, and a reminder that one of these is going to win a $50 gift card to Grindhouse Video at the end of the night. And this was video number 2 from Film Illiterates.
I collect physical media because I like owning the movies that I love. You can own them in the highest possible quality. Often I like digging into the bonus features. I think your collection can say a lot about you also. And these days there's such a wide variety on Blu-ray. There really is something out there for anyone. You want Kiki's Delivery Service on Blu-ray? You can get Kiki's Delivery Service on Blu-ray, and no one can ever take it away from you.
Ha! I love the zoom.
Into my soul.
Yeah. One of the great jokes about physical media, it's never going to go away. This is never going to get taken away from me, ever.
Exactly. And that's a big deal, especially nowadays with everything going on with streaming, especially with Warner and HBO Max recently. So, yeah, this is why we wanted to come on and champion something like physical media like this. And the amount of people that are in the chat and are participating and watching this just show how much we all can love a medium like this. It is
Yes.
beyond the shadow of a doubt that in 2023, this is something that is super important, because not only do we get incredible restorations like the Out of the Blue team was able to give us, but just making sure that we literally don't lose art. This is something that we're trying to archive. And every single time that you buy a physical media release, you are helping be able to fund that for the future. So thank you to everybody in the community. And thank you to everybody that's watching for all that you're doing to help just enhance our hobby and industry here. Next up, we're going to talk about something that is a little controversial. Some people want to complain like hell about packaging. Other people want to worship it as the end-all be-all of these physical media releases. And I will happily claim to fall somewhere in the middle. I think the packaging can be great. It can enhance it. It can make it wonderful. But on the other side, obviously, it can be huge or awful. And it is nice to see some good packaging awarded for doing it right. Let's see. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Will Dodson again. And this time, he learned how to record in landscape.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Will Dodson. I teach film and literature courses at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. I'm the co-editor of American Twilight, the cinema of Tobe Hooper, and I've contributed essays on Todd Browning, Jess Franco, Woody Strode, Wes Craven, and more to various collections over the years. I'm here tonight to present the award for Best Packaging. Now, of course, the film is the thing, but when we're talking about curation and restoration and representation, packaging is a really important part of a film's appeal. Not only that, it's a very important part of a label's brand for collectors. Lovingly and intricately packaged and restored releases of favorite films or new films just help make the experience a little bit more special. And so tonight we're going to honor our nominees in Best Packaging, which are and the community winner of Best Packaging Design goes to Cloak and Dagger, Vinegar Syndrome. The winner of the Creators Selection Committee for Best Packaging Design, Cloak and Dagger, Vinegar Syndrome. We have the consensus winner here. Very nice design. Congratulations.
One of my favorites from the year. I love the way that this is designed. I was one of the ones that was acclaiming this from day one. This is one that a lot of people were against when they first saw it. I don't understand why. What did you think of this one when it was revealed?
No, I loved it. I think that what's important about it is that it helps enhance the experience of what you get. You know, like not only, do you like nice rigid hard box and stuff, all that stuff? Yeah, but it needs to, the visuals of it and the way it's designed and how it's laid out is important to the experience of what you get with physical media. So I think that this release really does that and it's very much deserving.
I would fully agree. We are finally starting to see some comments on people noticing certain things are not nominated so far. So I wanted to throw out some of those. For example, No Love for Freeway is disappointing so far from Psychotronic Cinema. I will let you know that Freeway did get some write-in votes on some of the categories. And then a lot of people that are shocked that some of these, like, let's see, The Wolf of Wall Street should have been in the mix. It did get some votes. Unfortunately, it just didn't get enough to win or be nominated. Now, some of these, because we started the nomination process in November, they weren't released yet, so people didn't have them in their hands. But voting went on all the way through January 15th, so there was plenty of time for people to vote on them. Everybody got a fair shake, and it could have been incredible. And it was. This is an amazing release, and all around, I adore every aspect of this. The whole making this look like a game cartridge on the inside, just stupendous. And also, we're going to hear some more about the design for this in just a little while. But now, it's going to be time to look at another one of those Why I Love Physical Media giveaway videos. And here is Brian.
Physical media. Oh shoot, I already messed up. The rule says I have to stand in front of my collection.
I'll allow it.
With physical media, you get to keep these classics forever. I'm sure most of these you loved since childhood. Without physical media, how else am I going to show these masterpieces to my friends and family?
It's Pat.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
This one, it always takes me by storm when I suddenly see my face pop up in one of these.
Yeah, I very creative one. I really loved the and you know, he does a lot of his channel. He does a lot of great videos like that. Very funny, very good in unboxings. So yeah, go check him out.
All that is, man, is one of the best at unboxings because he is just funny as hell. Make sure you check it out. He just some random ass references in his videos. It's hilarious. But now we are going to go into our next category, and we're starting to get into some of the bigger ones. And honestly, we're kind of flying through this a little quicker than I expected. But
I know, yeah,
we're getting to some of the more fun things for me on the disc end. We get to dive into some of the things that are special features. So the first thing that we're going to dive into tonight is our best visual essays. And for that, we're going to head over to the man behind Mondo Digital.
Hi there, my name is Nathaniel Thompson from Mondo Digital. That URL is mondo-digital.com, now celebrating its 25th year. And I am very pleased to be presenting Best Visual Essay. Now, visual essay is something that has really taken on a life of its own over the past year. It's become, I think, one of the most beloved video extras out there. We've seen some of our favorite commentators and documentarians taking part, and really the imagination is kind of free to do whatever it wants with these, as you can sort of pick apart any kind of theme or actor or director that you want. And we have seen some really stunning ones in 2022. So, without further ado, the nominees for Best Visual Essay are and the community winner for Best Visual Essay is, let's see. Actually, it's not in here. I just always wanted to do that. Congratulations, community winner is Amanda Reyes and Chris O'Neill, Out of the Blue, Severin Films, Subverting Normality. Congratulations. And now, the Creators Selection Committee winner for Best Visual Essay. It's a clean sweep also, Subverting Normality, Amanda Reyes and Chris O'Neill for Out of the Blue from Severin Films. So, congrats, you did it.
Nathaniel. Another cat spotting, as people are saying. We got more cats in the videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
but
is,
yes, yeah.
This category is special for me. This is one of the things that I love most on these disc releases. I tend to jump to the visual essays, and they are seeing like this renaissance of amazing things. These are literally scholarly pieces that are being thrown out there. And this one on the Out of the Blue release, it was not something that had easy competition. This one, and it won against some of the toughest visual essays of the year. And I love this visual essay.
Yeah, I do too. And I had Chris O'Neill just had an interview with him this past week on Chasing Labels, so you can go listen to that. But yeah, the thing about a visual essay that's so great is a lot of times they're not too long. They're maybe like within a half an hour, and they're kind of almost like a condensed commentary in a way. You're getting a lot of good information, a lot of good visuals to go along with it. And I like when they're tackling the themes of what you're seeing. And yeah, a lot of great, great educated people giving us a lot of good stuff. And that's, yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I usually jump to the visual essays first. So
this is just a remarkable release from Severin. I know that we've talked about it a lot tonight. And like I said, we're going to hear more from the people behind the restoration in just a little bit. But next, we're going to talk about some of the things on these releases that people really grab onto, because like I said earlier, we get to see the faces behind some of these releases. And that really important aspect is for Best Interview.
Hi, I'm Michael Keene. I'm the writer and director of such things technically called movies as Fatal Future, the 2019 SOV film The Head, and the upcoming Dr. Deathface. I'm also a YouTuber, and you can find me by searching Michael Keene and ignoring all the videos about the guitarist from The Faceless. Anyway, you don't care about that. You don't give a darn a toot. You care about quality interviews that you promise you'll get around to watching on that Blood Party Meat Juice 5 Blu Ray or whatever. And hey, those interviews are important. They help provide context to what we're watching and can often make a film better by virtue of context. Also, as someone who works as an editor for Vinegar Syndrome and TerraVision, they're a lot of freaking work. So there damn well better be an award. Anyway, the nominees for Best Interview are... Alrighty, and the community winner for Best Interview is... The Saw and the Savini from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, released by Vinegar Syndrome.
I love that our software keeps telling on us, and the moment that I click something that's too close to the end of the previous video, it doesn't work. So that is that one. And you might ask, why are we stopped in between figuring out the CSC and the community winner? The reason is because it is time for trivia question number 3. So everybody get ready for that one. Before we do, I gotta point out that I remember you volunteering for this. Stan Geezy wants to know, where are the song and dance numbers? I had you listed 6 times already, and you're just like not holding up your end of the bargain. What's going on?
Oh, I'm literally in a box right now. I'll.
All right, trivia question number 3. Please get ready for this. You are going to be typing in the chat to see who wins the next giveaway, which is for...
I would say another $25 gift certificate from Diabolic DVD. How about that?
That sounds good to me. Let's dive right in. Trivia question number 3. All right. Let's see. There's probably about 900 answers being typed right now. Oh man. The autocorrect that is getting some people. I think we have to give it to Mr. Dr. Will Dodson, who got Night of Hutta Living Dead. We'll give it to Will Dodson. Congrats, Will. That will forgive you for recording in portrait earlier on that first video, and I won't make fun of it anymore. Good man. All kinds of people getting this one. Nice. Stefino. Oh man, this is fantastic. And Andrew Furtado, Severn Films, says Happy Gilmore. Almost. That was almost
close.
It, but he did Night of the Living Dead first, sadly.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Price is wrong. The price is wrong, Andrew. The price is wrong.
Let's find out who won for the CSC.
And the Creators Selection Committee winner, I worked on that, is... I don't have another one of these for the gag. Conversation between John Waters and filmmaker Jim Jarmusch from Pink Flamingos, released by the Criterion Collection. Congratulations, companies that don't care about my opinion.
Yeah.
Gotta love that personality. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, couple great winners. We got more for Pink Flamingos, the great interview in there. Not surprising, two directors talking. That's always good. And of course, the interview with Tom Savini, really good. Get to see a lot of behind the scenes of what he did with the makeup work and stuff with that, and prop work. And yeah, really great.
Which is a great one. And I will throw out there, if you have not checked it out, the Scream Factory release of Alligator. Excuse me, I've been drinking a lot of water. Alligator.
You almost sounded like an alligator right there.
Alligator. Yeah. Alligator that has the interview with Bryan Cranston. It is such a wonderful, rare type of extra to get that. For anybody that doesn't know the story, he was a PA on Alligator, literally like for what year was it? Like 40 years ago almost. And he came back and did an interview about being a PA on Alligator in 2022, which is amazing. Like, for somebody like Bryan Cranston, that shows just how dedicated to his stuff he actually is. I will forever hold respect for him. I got to be honest. I'm astonished that it didn't win even one of the two votes.
Yeah, me too. I really thought that one just because, well, first of all, because Bryan Cranston's just such an awesome dude, and that he is a popular man in popular culture. I thought just that alone was going to give him but shout out to Justin Beam who did the work on that. So yeah, great release.
Absolutely a great release. And speaking of great releases, we're going to go into our next category, which is one that has truly taken off in recent years. And what we are looking at now is our best martial arts release. Now, there are a slew of releases that are just astonishing. We have multiple labels focusing on these types of releases, everything from Eureka and 88 Films. Vinegar Syndrome is even getting in the game. Arrow Video has done a handful of them. We have other Hong Kong releases coming out from Air 4444 or whatever their name is today. And, a whole bunch of others. Now, not all of those are martial arts releases, however. And I really love that we highlighted some of the greatest for martial arts releases, because these are truly, truly enjoyable films that are able to capture just this lightning in a bottle from decades ago that I think people are finally discovering in 2023 and falling in love with. So, without further ado, the nominees for Best Martial Arts Film Release of 2022 are... So I will fully agree here with Stefano, who says this is a stacked category. This one
Most
is
definitely.
tough because they could have easily really divided all of the votes in this category. And as we'll talk about eventually, they kind of did a little bit. And I'm still a little surprised that the winner for this one, for the community vote and the creator selection committee vote, goes to Shawscope Volume 2. There it is in all of its giant shelf-filling glory, Shawscope Volume 2. Now, obviously, we are hearing rumors that there are Shawscope Volumes like 3, 4, and 5 coming, which is amazing and really, really great that we are seeing those continue to come out. But yeah, this was a category that if you've not picked up any of those nominated titles, you may want to go do it because they are kind of all amazing in their own way. And the best thing is that if you are in the UK or Europe in general, or you're in the US, a lot of those films are getting released in both territories. So you're able to jump in and pick that up no matter where you are. And they're just astonishing. They're really high quality. The companies are putting the most love that these films have ever gotten into their releases, and I am so beyond happy to see people getting some of their favorite films from the last 40 years finally in high definition, highest quality possible, and looking amazing.
Yeah, most definitely. I think these films, a lot of these films were so tough to find before now, and like we've said before, getting this stuff is just going to help keep it around longer. So please, invest. For instance, we just got the Jackie Chan. We're getting all these Jackie Chan things coming from Shout Factory, and we've already gotten a lot of them from Eureka and 88 Films. So yeah, just please keep it coming.
And speaking of keep it coming, we wanted to say another special thank you to our 3 sponsors behind tonight's event who are helping with these giveaways. So let's take a small ad break for those 3 retailers.
Honey, you got a package from Orbit DVD.
Oh, thank you, honey. I can't wait.
Honey, a package from Diabolic DVD.
Oh, I think they must have separated my last order. I didn't make another order.
Honey, a package from Grindhouse Video.
You knew this when you married me.
3 times in 1 week.
I think we're all a little personally attacked by that ad for sure.
Hey, look, I'm one of you guys. It's not no personal attack. That's just how it goes, guys. But my wife was, lovely enough to help me with a little ad there, and we wanted to do more, but just so much to do and just normal life. But want to do a little shout out right there to my wife, Brittany, and of course my little girl Adeline, who made a little appearance there. Love you guys.
It is lovely to see it be a family affair. It's amazing. For anybody that has not checked out Orbit DVD, Grindhouse Video, or Diabolic DVD, there is no reason not to. All 3 of them have been the bane of my existence for many years. And they all have their pros and cons. They all are just beautiful people. They know that we are collectors that love these releases, and they want to do their best to respect those releases as they send them to you. And they all are, carrying some of the best releases out there. And if you haven't, please go look on the website, see what you can find, because they are all amazing people. Mike at Grindhouse and Mark at Orbit DVD and Jesse from Diabolic and Cauldron Films and now Neon Eagle on top of all that. They're all wonderful people. And if you are not buying direct, those are the next best options.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right. Well, shall we move on to the next category?
Sure. It is time.
I guess it's me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's me. So the next category we're going to do is best commentary. And once again, this is one of my favorite supplements on discs. It's one where, you know, a lot of times after I've watched a movie one time, I come back to it and I really want to hear some of my favorite voices talk about the film in depth, where I can get you know, context of the actors, where they were in their career at this moment, or you know, if there was any kind of behind the scenes turmoil on the set. You get to hear a lot of that stuff. And, you know, sometimes you even get the people involved in the movie themselves doing the commentaries, like actors like, you know, Tropic Thunder, where one of my favorite commentaries, where you get all three actors with Robert Downey Jr. coming back doing his character from the movie, because he doesn't break until DVD commentary. So with that said, let's get the nominees for best commentary. All right. So a lot of great nominees there, but our winner for the community vote is Out of the Blue, commentary by Kat Ellinger. And the winner for the CSC winner, the CSC winner for best commentary is Out of the Blues, commentary by Kat Ellinger. Thanks, Kat. Kat is just amazing. Yeah.
Kat is amazing. She is a wonderful person, and to share more on their feelings on that, now let's go back to some people behind Out of the Blue.
As everyone knows, our partner in the U.S. release of the restoration is Severin,
yes,
and David Gregory and Carl Daft and
Josh Johnson,
Andrew Furtado and Kayla DeJournesse have all been great collaborators on this. Kayla did some terrific extras too.
The Amanda Reyes and Chris O'Neill visual essay, Subverting Normality, has won Best Visual Essay from both the community vote and the creators selection vote.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. The next thing, Kat Ellinger for Best Audio Commentary also won for both the community vote and the creators vote.
Oh, great.
That's
She's been
exciting.
terrific. It was really, she had written a terrific essay about the movie, and I reached out to her.
Perhaps, though, the most exciting, on the creators vote, Out of the Blue has won Best Home Video Restoration Upgrade.
Oh, great.
Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. Oh, I honestly, John, so much of this is on you.
I love that we're getting a comment that says, "Stop the steal." There is no steal. Out of the Blue is literally that great of a release. Again, just glad that people also loved it like we did, and I've gushed about it enough tonight, so I will let that continue to be its legacy. But there might still be some categories that it's nominated for, so we'll see later on in the show. We do have one more video that I wanted to show from the giveaway. That is from Skylar Travis, and this is about why Skylar loves physical media.
This is my physical media room. The reason I love physical media is because, first off, it just looks amazing. Artwork and all that good stuff. Special features. You kidding me? Got a little bit more down here. Got a little bit even over here. What I really also love about physical media is that not all of this stuff is available on streaming. So that being said, if I want to watch something I don't want to watch, it's right here.
Over and out from Kansas.
Nice.
I want some of these little hidden nooks to keep stuff in.
Dude, I was, as soon as he sent that out, I was jealous of that setup. That setup is amazing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
One thing that we are looking at with some of these videos is the people that you can just feel their passion for their collection. So Skylar Travis, sorry. Thank you for sending that in. I didn't mean to imply that was the last one. We do have one more of those coming up. So we have that to look forward to. Wow. This has been incredible so far. I am so stoked that people are able to see this. Will, I will fight you. Yes, that was in portrait, but it filled the entire screen. Come on. Yeah, the comments after these, adopt me. The last one, everybody just loving the collections. These are amazing.
Awesome. All right.
Jason says, why isn't Ryan sitting in front of his collection like everyone else? I always do that. I figured I'd make this a little special. Okay. Are we ready for the next one?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Best annual slate?
Annual slate is next. Now, this is one that you and I went back and forth on for a little while because this one's a little difficult to gauge and quantify because we have a huge spectrum of labels that put out releases that a lot of us love. And when you see these labels put out a ton of releases every month or one release every 3 or 4 months, it's difficult to compare the two and say who was quote better. But the way that we looked at this was when you look at the overall complete total label production for an entire year, who had the absolute best list of films that they put out for 2022. Now, our CSC thought long and hard on this one, and they made their nominations for this. And I was grateful to see who they nominated because this is one that could have been very difficult to gauge. And I think overall they got it pretty well gathered properly. So let's take a look at the nominees for Best Annual Slate. All right. So this is a category, like I said, that's difficult. I really appreciate the output of many of these labels. If it was my choice, there are a couple labels that would stand out for me that we don't even have really great ways to view what they put out because they weren't nominated. So I want to give a little special shout out right now to some of the ones that are either quiet in what they put out or maybe a little smaller. I would say Kino Lorber is one that is kind of astonishing because they put out probably around 312 releases every single Tuesday. And most of the time, there's at least 2 or 3 that I want, which is an amazing, amazing hit factor. Another of the smaller labels, Mondo Macabro, had maybe their best year in 2022, which is astonishing looking back at their history and what they've put out throughout the years. I literally just watched Alucarda this weekend again, and it is incredible. Some of these smaller labels like Air 4444 and Arrow Video and all the other ones that Arrow's not small, but all these other ones that are not nominated tonight, that is something that you just got to get out there and vote for. Again, we had a write-in option, but the community vote and the creator selection committee votes, kind of unsurprisingly, went to Vinegar Syndrome for 2022.
Wow.
Now,
yeah,
I will admit, Vinegar Syndrome had a hell of a 2022. You even, I think, picked up more from Vinegar Syndrome than usual last year, right?
I did. It was a year for me where I very much decided to invest more in that side of my collecting because I didn't feel like I was branching out enough. So I went over to more of their stuff, more of Mondo's stuff, and yeah, I can't deny that they had a great year. But yeah, I mean it's a tough category.
It truly is. There's a lot that happened in 2022, and I'm glad that people are giving attention to the labels that put in kind of like the most work into some of these. And I'm just glad that we are able to see that rewarded here publicly. So now, one of the things that really gets me sold on a great release is the booklets. I tend to absorb the booklets straight into my eyes the moment I can after watching a film. And for this category, we're going to go to a podcast called the Force 5 Podcast.
I'm Jason Kleeberg, host of the Force 5 Podcast, a show that forces my guests to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. For years, physical media booklets have been one of my favorite parts of a great on-disc package. They represent a level of care that feels like a premium extra as you flip through it during the opening credits, adding another dimension to the film that you're watching. Some of these include extremely well-written essays by the best film critics in the world. Some have amazing photos. Others have stories from the cast and crew that you never would have had access to otherwise. This one right here even has ninja throwing knife sets for just $29.99 plus $8.99 shipping and handling. Without further ado, here are your nominees for the best booklet. And the winner of the community vote is Drive from Second Sight Films, while the winner of the Creators Selection Committee vote is The Incredible Strange Films of Ray Dennis Steckler from Severin Films.
All right. So first,
yes,
Drive. Like, this release is an astonishing achievement. The fact that it's that big and that we are able to have literally 2 books in it, it's kind of hard to compete with that for best booklet.
It really is. As I said when I unboxed this, I believe back last year, you can knock out your neighbor with this. It's that big, it's that thick. But yeah, so many great essays in here, and of course, on a film with a film that's so new too, and that's what's good is that we're already, it's not an old film, but we're getting a lot of great look backs on it and written in this way. And yeah, it's a great one. And of course the Ray Dennis Steckler is fantastic as well. I love the inner, just everything going on in this thing, the artwork. It's just a fantastic booklet, and shout out to Severin, another great box set. I'm a box set whore, and that booklet in this box set is amazing.
The Ray Dennis Steckler box set from Severin is it is a sight to behold, and I don't even know how else to explain it, but I am so beyond thrilled that Steckler got some sort of recognition with this one. And Severin, the work that they put into this booklet and the box sets that they've been doing for the last handful of years, again, it is impossible to give them enough recognition for what they do on their box sets.
No, you can't. But we'll give an award for it later.
I love that. If only that was a really great segue. But first, we need to talk about the film Drive, because it's time for our 4th trivia question. And we are going to give that out now. So if you are not, get ready to type, because we are giving away what this round, Stephen?
We are now to our $50 tier. So we have we have a $50 gift certificate to give away. So get ready for it, guys. This is from Grindhouse Video. So
$50 to Grindhouse Video. If you can answer this question appropriately first, here we go. All right.
right.
While we're getting answers on this one, I want to throw out Poppy Padre says the director of Drive, which is Refn, of course, restored the first film on the Steckler box. Isn't that cool? He's doing that a lot on a lot of these, actually. Let's see. We have, wow, Psychotronic Cinema is handily the first person to get the answer for this correctly. That is James Salas.
Yeah, that's a friend of the show, Ian Schultz, who has been on the podcast. So good job, Ian. Good job.
Ian, please send an email to shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. Let us know that you won the $50 Grindhouse Video certificate, and we will get that out to you. Now, this is a part of the show that is going to be interesting. We are going to break into something that... well, first, let's do our last giveaway video, and then we'll go into something a little more serious. So let's do our last giveaway.
I'm Derek, and there are many things that I love about physical media. One being that it is physical, and I can hold it and show it off. I really love special features, behind the scenes, making ofs, interviews, all of these things that generally you tend to get a lot of with physical releases. On occasion, you also get access to various cuts of the film. Or you get access to things that will likely never make it to streaming. Night Force, starring Linda Blair. Moving Target, starring Linda Blair. And who wouldn't want to hold a copy of Queen of the Damned?
That was the fifth and final video from the giveaway for this. And I love all of the contributions that we got for this one. And it was really hard just to pick the final five and to pick a winner for this. Steven, I've been talking to both of you guys. Steven, would you like to share who won the giveaway for our 5 videos that we selected for this?
All right. So yeah, as Ryan said, very tough to even narrow it down to 5. And these all were just really good. It's almost, if we had a 5-sided coin, it would have been nice, but that's not how coins work. So, we just said we thought about it hard, and we decided to go with Film Illiterate's video as the winner for this year's giveaway contest. So he's also getting a $50 gift certificate from Grindhouse Video. So congratulations, Film Illiterate.
Congratulations to Film Illiterates. It was a wonderful video and very funny. And I love how many of these were funny as hell. It just worked out very well.
Yes, it did.
Like I said, now we're going to get a little serious. And I realized I did say something a little oddly there. That wasn't the last giveaway. We still have plenty more to go, but that was the last of the giveaway videos. We are going to break into something that it's really important to highlight certain aspects of this community, and we really wanted to show recognition for a name in the community that has been very important over the last multiple decades. And so we are going to introduce a memorial award, and let's break into that now.
Hi, I'm Howard S. Berger, filmmaker, documentarian, video essayist, and film commentarist. I'm deeply honored to have been asked to discuss my good friend and colleague, the late Sergio Mims. I was fortunate to have met Sergio some years ago, as now the norm, on Facebook. Even though I'm not a Chicagoan, I knew him as a film legend from there, what with him being a perceptive film critic for decades and the co-founder of that city's first Black-oriented film festival, the Blacklight Festival of International Black Cinema, back in 1982. Then, the Black Harvest Film Festival, which recently celebrated its 28th year of activity. Sergio came to my attention socially after I had heard several Blu Ray audio commentaries he had done for films that were part of my formative years of movie watching, namely Lilies of the Field, Watermelon Man, and Putney Swope. almost immediately, I loved his reading of the in-betweens of those films, not just biographical blather. I remember the evening I finished listening to Putney Swope, I felt compelled to look him up on Facebook and just shoot him a message to introduce myself and just give a strong vote of encouragement for superior work from a new fan. And that's when I noticed that he'd beaten me to the punch. There it was in my inbox, an introduction and friend request from Sergio, along with the high praise for several Blu-ray commentaries that he had heard of mine. Well, what can I tell you? Mutual love at first sight, I suppose. And so it went. Every time there was either an announcement of another commentary I'd done or a favorable review, there would be a post on my wall from Sergio giving his usual praise and encouragement. Pretty soon, we felt the time had come to join forces on some commentaries, such as Ronald Neam's Gambit or Gordon Douglas's Skullduggery. And it was always a pleasure. He spoke my language, which was he always had a tight beat on the directors under discussion and a keen insight into understanding the less than obvious points as to why the film was far more important than previous critical assessment. So I finally met Sergio in person last year when he was flown to LA to introduce several films at the Turner Classic Movies Film Festival. And we spent a couple of days hanging out and in between screenings, talking about life and film and simply having a great time engaging in non-critical, non-argumentative discussions. Just talk to elevate awareness and interest in personal favorites. So when I learned of his passing very shortly after, I was dumbstruck. It was very unexpected. From my perspective, I never knew anything was wrong. And he didn't let on that there was something wrong. And it just feels like a huge gap has still been dug. But unsurprisingly, the outpouring of affection, respect, and awe of Sergio from decades of friends and filmmakers to whom he had given very similar encouragement and affection was and remains immense. Sergio changed a lot of lives by just being part of them. And his passion for film held no limits, but high standards. And my understanding of cinema and its language is for the greater, since Sergio's willingness to share and discuss epiphanies and ideas. There were no limits. So this is why I'm extremely proud to be here to introduce the first Sergio Mims Memorial Award for extraordinary contributions to film critique, context, and commentary. A perfect memorial for everything that symbolized Sergio himself. And on his behalf, thank you.
Memorial Award for extraordinary contributions to film critique, context, and commentary to Kayla Janice.
Yes, Kayla Janice is a Canadian film writer, programmer, founder of International Horror School of Miskatonic Institute of Horror Studies, an international organization that offers the undergrad level history, theory, and production-based masterclasses and has branches in London, New York, and Los Angeles, and with Micropress Spectacular Optical Publications.
Kayla's work ranges from literary works such as A Violent Professional, the films of Luciano Rossi, The House of Psychotic Women, and the co-authoring of many others, to producing documentaries and special features for many of the greatest releases in recent years.
And many of them releases are on our shelves right now. And one of those projects that started out as a special feature morphed into an in-depth, enthralling look at the folk horror genre with The Woodlands Dark Days Bewitched, a history of folk horror, and which went on to garnish acclaim from film festivals and film fans alike.
In 2022, Kayla released a re-release of the House of Psychotic Women with more entries alongside a new box set from Severin Films. Kayla is one of the busiest people in this hobby that we all love, and her contributions are immense. We would like to say thank you to Kayla Janice for everything that she does.
And in honor of Sergio Mims and Kayla Janice, we would like to encourage everyone to dive deep into film studies, and give contextual bonus features little like commentaries and visual essays a moment of your time when consuming the physical media that we love.
So here's to Sergio Mims and to Kayla Janice. Thank you to everyone that contributes to these releases and encourages the expansion of our knowledge on film. We hope to honor Sergio's legacy by awarding another extraordinary contributor next year if and when the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards can continue. Thank you, everybody, for that moment of seriousness and allowing us to contribute some kind words to Kayla Janice and to Sergio Mims. I think it is incredibly important to get some of these legacies out there for people to acknowledge and see and learn about. It has been an intense year to hear about the passing of Sergio, and there were some others that hit some people hard this year, but Sergio is one that has rocked an incredible film foundation in Chicago and everyone else that knew him closely. So thank you.
Thank you.
Continuing on with our night, we are going to get into best overall extras package, and I'll leave that to you, my friend.
Well, we've gone through, we've dived deep in with categories like visual essay, commentary, and interviews. So now we're just talking about the overall extras package, which includes everything, and not just newly commissioned things, which is what we've been focusing on so far. We're talking about new stuff, archival stuff, the booklet, just everything that was included in the extras package to make the physical media release special. So with that said, here are our nominees for best overall extras package. All right. So our winner for the community vote is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And then our winner for the CSC vote is Drive from Second Sight. So yeah, a couple deserving winners, a lot of good stuff in there. The Drive, of course, we talked about all the books in there, but also a lot of great special features, great interviews. What do you think of these winners?
I think that they're astonishing. I do want to point out the comments saying Severin Cruel Jaws water gun and a cash flag mask from Severin. We're actually talking about on-disc extras, not things that are sold separately, but also Cruel Jaws was not released in 2022. So, yeah, some of these got to pay attention to that first release date. I do think that Drive and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 are hard to argue with. If you look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 listing, the list of extras is like you have to scroll to read all of them when you're looking at it on the website. And then with Drive, you're getting 2 full-length books. That's, again, really difficult to compete with. Both of these are astonishing releases, and I absolutely love them. So glad that they're on my shelf, and love that people are actually giving them love. And it shows that people are paying attention to the extras, which is one of the things that we really wanted to champion with this.
Most definitely. And of course, tons of great other releases with great extras, but these are what they voted on. So now we're moving on. Where we got next, Ryan?
Next, we have one of the most popular categories, and we are getting to the big ones. First is a genre that most people seem to collect primarily for, and that is for best horror films. And we're going to go shouting out the Rad Pack now for one of our favorite intros to one of these categories.
What's up, everybody? Garrett here from Born to Be Rad.
Mel from My Killer Podcast.
And Justin from Movie Watch Daily, and we are the Rad Pack.
And we are honored to be here today presenting the award for Best Horror Film Release.
Horror is a genre of storytelling designed to scare, thrill, and shock the audience, and can be interpreted in many different ways.
And that's why the genre has been able to evolve over the years.
And as culture and fear changes, so does horror.
And the nominees are...
And the winner of the community vote is...
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
From Vinegar Syndrome. And the winner of the Creator Selection Committee is...
The Witch.
From Second Sight Films. Congratulations to the winner. This is the Rad Pack signing off. Thank you for having us. And like always, stay rad.
Stay weird.
And stay killer.
Nice.
So obviously, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 has gotten a lot of love tonight. And I love that release. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It has a massive ton of content on it. But I'm so glad that we finally got a little love and vindication for this wonderful release of The Witch from Second Sight. I did want to highlight, since it did not win earlier, The Witch has one of my favorite booklets of the last 5 years. This is an incredibly amazing release. The Witch is a masterpiece. It's one of the best films of the last 10 years, hands down. And I am so glad that people loved it. And Second Sight could give us easily the best release for this that we will probably ever have.
I don't think we need another one. I love the commentary on that as well. Well, really great commentary. So, but yeah, now it's time to. Do we got anything else to go on before we move on to the next category?
Yes. First, I wanted to shout out Cemetery Man, who says the only weird thing about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is no new interview with Bill Moseley. He even said no one reached out to him for it. That was cleared up, by the way. I believe somebody said that they reached out, and his assistant just straight answered and said he doesn't have time right now. So I believe that's what happened with that, which stinks. I know that he would have loved to do it, and I would have loved to have an updated one with him on there, but things just don't happen. However, he talks about that film about 14 times a year at cons all across the country. So I'm sure that there's other ways that we can view a talk like that. Furtado, I'm not pushing the wrong button, I promise. It's this damn system. If I push it near the end, it doesn't work. Next up, though, what we're going to do is go into our trivia. Trivia number 5. What are we giving away this time, sir?
Well, we have one more $50 gift certificate to give away. So let's go for it.
Ooh. All right. So this one, this is going to be kind of a tough one unless you really know people in some of these films. And since this is the first time we've gotten to talk about The Witch tonight, here comes our trivia question, number 5. All right. Who is going to be the first one to get this? This one's tough. I wouldn't have known this one if I didn't look it up for this. Oh man, just joined the chat a few minutes ago and already won. Silent Mandible has won the giveaway for question number 5. Congrats. It is Ralph Innocent. Silent Mandible, please send an email to shelfshockrewind at gmail.com and let us know that you won the $50 gift certificate. And we will get that out to you as soon as we can this week. Somebody said a goat played the patriarch. Gary Coleman. Anya Taylor-Joy did not play the patriarch. Oh God, I want to see Adam Sandler's The Witch now.
I killed that witch.
Oh man, that is amazing. Oh, Cemetery Man said Ralph something. That's a good try. Yeah, that was tough. Congratulations, Silent Mandible. I'm so glad that you're a big Ralph Innocent fan. I didn't even know that was a thing. Congrats. We are moving on. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is one of mine and your favorite things, I believe. And this got mentioned earlier. And what we're going to do now is dive into best box set with our second representation from They Live by Film.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in, streaming, however you want to phrase that, to the first annual Shelf Shock Rewind presentation. I am Zach Bryant of They Live by Film. I have been carried to this honor by my co-host Adam and Chris of the podcast. So what is the price of being carried this far? Well, I get to tell you fine people who had the best box set of 2022. I can't tell you how many times I have spent an obscene amount of money, and this isn't a brag, this is an impulse control problem, of different box sets that sometimes they are just, they have different cuts of a film. There are times when it's just a set of films put together, such as this, and then sometimes you get like 6 films or more together that have really nothing to do with each other, maybe besides the studio. And there has to be something to say about that. It almost feels like a lost art form when you see this craftsmanship put in. And thankfully, none of our nominees and many more have not forgotten how great a box set can do and how it can lead you to even more films that are maybe semi-related that you never considered. It's a curation that should be celebrated, and we're going to do that here tonight. And none of these companies have forgotten the mantra, your movie is only as cool as your box set. So, without further ado, here are the nominees for the best box.
Cut him off himself there at the end, but here are the nominees for the best box set. Now I'm going to wait a second to play the winners, because this is one that I'm torn by, because there are some really heavy hitters in this category. I don't think any of the winners would have not surprised me, because many of these have their own like fan bases fully behind any of them. Were you shocked by the actual results here?
Just a little bit. I mean, they like you said, all heavy hitters. Some of these came out like towards the beginning of voting. So we were like, are they going to get the attention they need?
Right.
Some of them just even before they came out, they were already anticipating it. And so, yeah, it's kind of box sets are a thing where we get really excited for when they get announced. So there's already a built-in anticipation. And so sometimes that takes over what people voted for, or it's what they actually, bought the thing and they actually, took the time with it. It's tough because you didn't have a lot of time if you got some of these box sets near the end to go through the box set and really give it its fair share. But, yeah, some of these, it's just, it could have went anywhere.
Yep. All right, here we go. Winners for best box set.
And the winner of the community vote is the Shaw Scope Volume 2 from Arrow Video. And the winner of the Creators Selection Committee is After Dark Neo Noir Cinema Collection Volume 1 from Imprint Film.
I am so glad that this thing won from the CSC. This is one of my favorite box sets, maybe ever. There's only one or two that are better than this, and we just talked about it a little while ago, but for something very different. This is my favorite box set of all time, I will say. But this is very good.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest with you, Volume 2 came out last year too, and it could have maybe been in there too. But
I think it might even be better.
It might even be better, but it did come out kind of right when voting started around that time. So maybe it just didn't catch on, but it did get some write-in votes, I think. And it was just tough, man. Both really solid box sets with a lot of good bonus features. That's what Imprint does really well is they do, I think for each film gave at least 3 new bonus features and somewhere in that realm. So yeah, great pick. And then of course also the Shaw Scope, which kind of falls in that kind of anticipation thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of anticipation for this. And of course it already had a Volume 1 that came out last year. So you kind of know what you're expecting if you already got Volume 1 and you know that you're just getting a new group of films. And so, yeah, I mean, it's really not a surprise, but could have went anywhere. All the nominees were really deserving. So,
and with Shaw Scope, I feel like Shaw Scope Volume 2 kind of blows Volume 1 out of the water a little bit. I think that they were wise to do it that way. I think a lot of people would have been very disappointed if we got the first one after the second one, but now anticipation for a third one is going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this has been a very interesting time for box sets. I will though shout out Severin Films not winning either of these is still a little bit of a shock to me. The fact that their box sets are maybe best of the best every single year.
Yeah.
I am eager to see if we actually get the Black Emmanuel box set like they're promising, because if so, I would not be surprised if that won pretty much immediately.
Yeah, I just posted a picture on my Twitter and Instagram of me making a tower of all the box sets from Severin, and how they're just, it's hard to argue. They're the best. Their box sets are amazing. But yeah.
Yeah. One thing I love about box sets is some of the amazing artwork that we get on all of this. And I think it is a great time to highlight some of the artists that put their hard work and energy into these releases. So let's go into best artwork with a close friend of mine, Mr. Nathan Jones.
Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and I talk about all things movies over on specifically Blu Rays with Nathan Jones, and I've been talking about all sorts of things on there, having conversations with friends in the community, and just doing all sorts of things. But today, I want to talk about the category that we're going to be discussing, and that is Best Artwork, which I am so thrilled to be talking about because artwork is like one of the biggest things for me. So I know a lot of people who like this industry are also fans of other physical media forms, say it is books or vinyl records. We used to pick up these covers and like just look at them and think, I don't really know anything about this, but this looks so cool. And this is the same exact thing with these movies. A lot of these things are blind buys for a lot of us, and I cannot be more thrilled to talk about the Best Artwork nominations. Artwork has always been something so creative that, we can have things that are so complex, things like this, where we can just get lost in the world that it creates. Or we can even get something that's a little bit reimagined of something that we already kind of know, and we, look at something as a different interpretation of what it looks like before. And, sometimes it's even as minimal as something that is like just perfect for the occasion. There are things that exist like that. And so, I'm really thrilled today to talk about the best artwork for this incredible award show. And anyway, the nominations are... And the winners for best artwork are the community winner for best artwork is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 by Tony Stella from Vinegar Syndrome, which I wish I had right here in front of me. And the creator selection committee winner is Cloak and Dagger VSU by Haunt Love from Vinegar Syndrome. Congratulations, guys, and thank you so much for watching. I'm not jonesing around.
So the artists behind these do not get enough love. Just recently, you were able to talk to Tony Stella, I believe, correct?
Yes, we were. He's up from Germany, and we got a chance to have a great conversation with him. He's got such an interesting life behind his love of art and how he got to this point where he's making great illustrations like this for releases. Yeah, I mean it's great stuff.
It's not often that we get to see those faces. However, one of the artists let us share some of their genuine feelings for you. So let's take a look at this video.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Haunt Love here in the print studio. I want to give a massive thank you to everyone out there disconnected and chasing labels for the immense honor of winning this year's Shelf Shock Rewind Best Art and Packaging Design for Vinegar Syndrome's release of Cloak and Dagger. This is one of those films that not only means a lot to myself, but obviously means a lot to you all out there. And it's always an amazing opportunity to work on a film like that. But with that privilege also comes a lot of responsibility to get it right. And I tried to cram as much nuance and detail into this thing as I possibly could. And to see the response when it came out, when it was released, was truly humbling. So thank you so much to everyone that picked this up. A big shout out to Vinegar Syndrome and Justin Liberty for giving me both the opportunity to work on this, but also the trust and the freedom to work on this and do everything I wanted to do with this thing. It was truly an amazing opportunity. And I want to thank everyone once again for picking this up and for sharing this little bit of nostalgia with me. Peace.
I love that we got somebody like Haunt Love to actually give us their face and feelings behind this, because that is so rare.
Yeah.
If you have ever wanted to support some of these artists, this is a great time to do it. It is getting more and more difficult every day for these artists to survive and thrive and be able to make a living for what they do. And one of the ways that you can support Justin is going to Rough Cut Fan Club, which is a t-shirt company that Justin is a big part of. And you could see the hoodie that he was wearing there, and they have some of the best artwork in the game. And I believe just this weekend they put up a release of Possession, and the shirt for that looks amazing. So if you are feeling froggy and want to be generous, go buy yourself a shirt, because that Possession shirt is amazing. So thank you, Justin, for coming on.
Yeah, and I believe Tony Stella as well. A way to support him, other than, of course, just being interested in sharing his stuff around. He has a website where I think sells a lot of his prints of artwork. So you could go there and browse around and buy some artwork.
Absolutely. Yeah, go take a look and buy some of these. These people are astonishing. And as far as Cloak and Dagger, we're not quite done with it. It's time for our 6th trivia question. Mr. Billings, what are we giving away this round?
So now we're getting into some Cauldron Films giveaways. So Cauldron Films, Jesse over there was gracious enough to give us 3 different packages of 2 films each. So we don't know what the films are. Jesse's going to give you, it's going to be random, but you're going to get, with this giveaway, 2 Cauldron Films titles. So here we go.
Celeste, the company name for that is Rough Cut Fan Club. I believe it's roughcutfanclub.com. Okay, so the trivia question for this, it's going to be the first person to answer as usual. And here we go. By the way, they're getting a little bit harder since we're getting into some of the bigger ones. This is one you really got to know your releases to get this one right, especially quickly.
Yeah.
Everybody's
scrounging. Everybody's running around.
Everybody's opening it in another tab right now and Googling and trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Here we go. Come on.
Unfortunately, I don't think Toby Hooper was able to moderate a commentary from the grave.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to Furtado because he did fix it. He said Joe Lunch, and then fixed it to Lynch. Furtado, congratulations.
Somebody's hungry. It's dinner time by now.
No, he's on the West Coast. That he's barely eating.
It's dinner time. It's dinner time. It's dinner time.
Those
It's past
those
lunch.
LA folk eat dinner way late. So
Okay.
officially, Andrew Furtado of Severn Films has won a couple Cauldron releases. Send us an email at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, and we will get you a couple releases in the mail. Thanks, Furtado. I appreciate you.
He doesn't need any more releases. He works for a company.
While
I'm
true,
just kidding.
yeah. We're
He's
gonna
also
go.
got he's got a baby. He's got a baby too. He don't have no room for that. He's got a baby. He just got a baby.
Although a lot of these boutiques are great, we did want to be able to highlight those studio catalog releases that we do not see enough love for, because most of the time people in our hobby are complaining about studio releases, and some of them, I'll admit, are not great, but many of them are actually pretty damn good. So this is a category that could have been a little messy, but I'm glad that I think we nominated the right picks for this category. So what we are going to do is discuss the picks for the best studio catalog release. Lots of great possible winners in this one, and we got plenty of votes. We even had some write-ins on this one, which was interesting. But the community winner for Best Studio Catalog Release from 2022 went to The Godfather 4K release from Paramount, which I got to admit, it does look amazing in 4K. It is a wonderful, wonderful release. It is a beautiful presentation of one of the best films of all time, which is hard to argue with. Not really surprising that the community went that way. I would not have been shocked if another one won, but that one is not surprising at all either. Now for the CSC, this one I am a little bit shocked because this was my vote as well, but I am so glad that this one was picked because the Creators Selection Committee voted for Fright Night in 4K, and I am stoked because that release is amazing. Fright Night looks beyond what it was ever deemed possible on a home video, and I'm so glad that we were able to get that on 4K now. It is a wonderful release filled with amazing extras, and so glad that they put the time into it, because honestly, a lot of those horror and cult releases don't get love from the studios like that. So I'm glad that it was out there.
Yeah, I still need to get it. I've been hearing about this since before voting started. I keep hearing about this Fright Night release, and I'm like, damn it, I got to get this thing. I got to get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a wonderful release, and it seems like not a lot of people have picked it up. So I'm glad that the people that did voted in it, and yeah, it's a winner. Winner for a reason. And now, speaking of winners, we're going to talk about some favorites. Now, this is different than what we've been talking about all night, which was best, because that was voted on as far as the CSC nominating people and people voting on those nominees afterwards. This one, there was no nominees. All we did was we gave a write-in option for everybody in the community, not the CSC, to be able to respond to what their favorite labels are. Steven, you're up first.
Well, of course, this could have went anywhere, and of course, this was a lot of work by Ryan to have to count all these votes by hundreds of people to tally up what and we got everything. We got votes for every tons of labels, even small to big, And so the community did have a consensus vote, and it is.
Did you say best region A only label?
Yeah. Sorry if I almost screwed that up. Region A.
This is best region A label.
Best region A label. And region A, of course, is mostly U.S. territory. That's what we usually count it as. So, and the winner is Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar, of course, Vinegar Syndrome, very popular label. They've been getting a lot of wins tonight. Yeah, you surprised?
No. The only thing that I'm maybe surprised by is that I kind of expected Criterion and Vinegar Syndrome to cancel each other out a little bit. Two very passionate, fanboyish types of fans in those groups, and nothing wrong with that. I love my Criterion and Vinegar Syndrome. I literally have every single Vinegar Syndrome release, and Furtado loves his Mill Creek collection. I know that
he does.
So yeah, not surprised.
You're gonna get a lot more of that Mill Creek soon.
Yeah. This is not a surprise whatsoever. Vinegar Syndrome killed it in Region A, and they are absolutely loving it. With Vinegar Syndrome, there are a lot of really great titles, and your knowledge on Vinegar Syndrome is going to pay off right now if you know their catalog front to back for our next trivia question. Our seventh giveaway, what are we giving away? Another Cauldron package?
Another Cauldron package. So random 2 releases from Cauldron. So here we go.
Another 2 random releases. I am looking for the first person to correctly answer this trivia question. Go. That's going to be a tough one for some people that don't have it down. And they might know which release that was for VS001. However, there are 3 films on that release. What is the 3rd film on that release? And oh wow, we got an answer very quickly. I don't know how you did that. Celeste, amazing. Black Love is the 3rd film on the Herschel Gordon Lewis set that was released by Vinegar Syndrome as their first release ever. Wow, that was impressive, Celeste. Very, very nice.
Another Wayne's World reference. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Please send an email to shellshockrewind@gmail.com, and we will get you a Cauldron package sent over to your house as soon as possible. Celeste. Love the commentary. Love it. That was amazing. Now we are going to go to favorite Region B release. So all the same thing that we talked about before. The CSC didn't nominate anything for this. This was only done by the community, and the community heartily voted pretty heavily for this. And the winner for the favorite Region B label went pretty easily to Second Sight Films. Second Sight, again, they put out some incredible stuff this year. We got Drive, we got The Witch, we got their first 2 Hammer releases. We got some amazing stuff from Second Sight, and they are maybe my favorite label as far as like highest quality that they put into all their releases. So I'm so glad that they were able to win this one. Favorite Region B label. It's my vote. Was this your pick as well?
Pretty close. Like you said, it's not always about how many releases that come out in a year. Every release they come out with is premium. With whether it's the extras, the packaging, even just the film selection is just really great from them. So it's them or Indicator for me. Indicator is a big one for me. I would have loved some more Indicator love maybe in this selection, but yeah, I can't deny it. Second Sight's great.
Jeremy Long says, okay, good. Glad Second Sight won because I really didn't feel like rioting tonight. Yes, Aaron, I know that we're not all in the same chat, but I'm doing my best to share as many as I can across the waves because on this stream, we are gonna cross the streams. That was a joke I tried to come up with many hours ago, and I'm glad I could use it.
Hey,
okay.
Ghostbusters is in the Criterion.
However,
Criterion love right there.
Ghostbusters got a ton of votes during this,
It
by the
did.
way. That 4K box set did very well behind the scenes. We'll be talking about all that in an upcoming stream when we talk about some of the actual math behind all of this and who won by how much and all that. And we're gonna hang out soon, so make sure that you're staying tuned to our channels in the description below. We're gonna be talking more, but next we're gonna go to what everybody voted for the best releases. We're down to it. The final 3 big ones, Steven.
Yeah, this scared me. This really scared me because this could go in weird directions. And I think for the most part it was very successful, and it felt all these winners felt pretty right. We all have our personal choices, but I think we got some really great releases that win some of these big awards this year. So I can't argue with it.
I completely agree. So what are you going to be presenting with us?
Well, I'm going to present the best Region B release. So Region B, of course, once again, whether it's your Eureka releases, your Second Sight releases, all these labels from the UK, international, could be anything. And we got a lot of good nominations here, and let's see what they are.
All right.
All right. So our winners for best Region B release, the community vote goes to Drive, Second Sight, and the CSC winner goes to Drive, Second Sight. So, but our timing was great. Yes. This has been a big winner tonight. Drive from Second Sight. It's a really well-loved release, obviously winning best Regent B release. I think you're happy, ain't you, Ryan? You liked this one.
I'm very happy. This is a beautiful release. And for everybody that got a chance to pick it up before the limited edition went out of print, I'm happy for you because it is a beautiful release. But also, thank goodness that we have a standard release for it, and you can have all the same on-disc content. There's nothing withheld from you. You don't get the 2 books, but you can get those elsewhere. It is absolutely worth it. Take the time to watch this release and watch all of the wonderful extras that we got. And obviously, that leads into discussion on going region free, which I see some people playfully ribbing Mr. John Peters in the chat for not going region free. And some people look at it as an expensive thing. And obviously, when you first get a region free thing, it's a couple $100 maybe on the high side if you're in region A to get a region free player. However, the amount of stuff that's out of print in Region A that is not out of print in Region B that you can now buy is so much more than you think. There's a lot of stuff that will literally never be released in North America that you can open up your horizons in if you are finally able to go region free. So it is completely worth it. By all means, do your best, invest, get it, and you will feel much better about your collection. And one of the things that you might feel better about is that we are going to discuss our 8th trivia question, which was not about the winner of this one. We already talked about Drive, so I figured let's talk about one of the other ones that were nominated and see who can be the fastest to answer this question. All right. Who is going to get this first? I believe we're giving away another Cauldron package. Is that right, Stephen?
Our last Cauldron package? Yes.
Last Cauldron package. We're seeing some guesses. 4, 7, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6. The first one to get it is my friend, Mr. Zachary Hatfield with 8. That is the correct answer. Good job, Zach. There are 8, including, I believe, 2 reboots. Oh, gosh. There's a lot of them. Yeah. They've done quite a few of those, but I believe there are 8 official films in the franchise. Mr. Zachary Hatfield.
This would have been terrible for anybody trying to put that release together. Yeah.
They just ship you a shelf. Here, install this.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yes, there are 8 in the franchise. Well done, Zach. Zach, please send an email to shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, and we will get you a release from Cauldron sent to your house for free. Congratulations on winning. But now it's time to discuss the best Region A releases. So all the same thing as last time. CSC nominated. We have this huge group that we're going to talk about. Let's take a look at the best releases from Region A from 2022. So again, this one is tough because we have like a box set and we have big titles from big labels that have a lot of fans. There are a lot here that are very, very easily could win these, and I would not be surprised whatsoever. The community vote for best Region A release of all of 2022 goes to Thriller from Vinegar Syndrome. And what a glorious release it is. And obviously that limited edition sold out on literally weekend 1. And they had to put out a standard release, and you can get almost everything. 3 out of the 4 discs that they had will be available in the standard. So it is still completely worth it to get. Wonderful release from Vinegar Syndrome. They killed it on that. Thriller kind of cleaned up as best Region A release after they didn't get much of anything. In fact, I don't think they got anything else the rest of the night. Vinegar Syndrome has done very well, but that's the first one that they were able to pick up for Thriller.
Yeah. It's, some of these categories, we got some labels eating each other. They're fighting against their own releases. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Thriller are kind of fighting each other in a lot of these categories. So, it's nice to see a variety win, not just the same releases. So.
Well, speaking of same releases, we're going to discuss one that we've discussed quite often tonight. The winner from the CSC went to Out of the Blue from Severin Films. This film to win for the Creator Selection Committee as the best North American release, in my opinion, is very impressive that people paid attention to something like that. And I'm so glad that they were able to discuss it and get it out into more hands. But let's hear more from the people behind that restoration as we are nearing the end of our show. Everybody was thrilled with all these releases. Out of the Blue was nominated for Best Region A release, and it won for the creator side. According to the creators that were a part of this, this is the best North American release of all of 2022.
Wow. Well, that's such a nice vindication, really, of Dennis's vision. It's an amazing movie. And even people who saw it on horrible VHS bootlegged tapes, were impacted by this movie like a sledgehammer,
So, and I'm excited for John and I to share this news with Roundabout too, because they, like John said, they're Greg Garvin, Vince, they were so incredible and so generous with their time, and John.
Vince Perosi and Greg Garvin. Greg was the color grader, and Vince Perosi was is in charge of post production over there. And
one more final thank you from Out of the Blue left. Here we go. as a community, and I know that you can't speak to the literally hundreds of people that voted for this. We just want to say thank you, because this is an amazing gift.
Thanks to all of you, and we hope you'll get the word out so more people see the movie.
Right, and it's coming at Brooklyn Academy of Music too at BAM, so people get an opportunity to see it. And a big thanks to Severin, who is such a really, truly incredible partner. And I have to give a shout out to Josh Johnson, because he's helps promote and does their Instagram, and he's been so great about getting the word out. So,
and I have to thank Elizabeth, because she's just been an amazing point person on the social media and support. And had we not done the Kickstarter, we couldn't have afforded to have done this out of our company's own resources. We're still paying bills on the movie. And so folks, go out there, don't pirate it, buy a disc. You'll be glad. I think you'll be glad you did.
Speaking of still paying the bills for this release, I will shout out that the Out of the Blue website is linked in the description below, and they have so much to gain from this, and they've already invested in it themselves. There is a lot of items that you could purchase from their website right now, and one of the best things that you could possibly do is they have some stuff signed by Linda Manns, who has sadly now passed away in the last few years. So it's not something that you're going to be able to get again. And they are going to go immediately into, helping finance something that is clearly a passion project for two people that are behind this labor of love that killed it. They absolutely put out an amazing release, and Out of the Blue and Severin working together to release this, and BFI releasing it in the UK. It is literally one of the best things that has been released in the last 10 years, without a doubt.
Most definitely. You know me, when we were starting this process, I was screaming about this release. And of course, Justin Long as well, or Jeremy Long. I'm sorry, not Justin Long. We don't have, it would be great. Hey, Justin Long is here. No. Jeremy Long, of course, was very big about this one as well. So,
here's Elizabeth from that video. She says, John, Ellen, Simon, and I are so grateful and touched by the appreciation and recognition for Dennis Hopper, Linda Manns, and our Discovery Productions 4K restoration of Out of the Blue. I'm so grateful that we were able to get that. You guys are amazing. So thank you. Thank you. We are down to our final two items to discuss for the night. We have one giveaway and one final category. The giveaway is going to come first, and we are giving away easily the biggest prize of the night. This is the Sony Pictures Classics anniversary box set, which has 10 films in 4K. And I don't believe any of them you can get in 4K like this anywhere else. It is by far the most complete package for these films. Some of these, like SLC Punk, was never even released on Blu Ray. So it made the jump from DVD to 4K, and you can only have it in this set. So if you want to be the lucky winner of the Sony Pictures Classics box set, you better get your hands ready, because I am sending the number 9 trivia question out to all of you now. First person to get this wins. All right. This is a great question. A lot of people jumping to Google at the moment. I can feel it. New tab just opened on their phone. Let's see. It's a good set. Children of Lost Souls.
Yes, it is.
No. Ron, no. Poltergeist. Wow. It is not Orlando. Good guess. The winner, we do have a winner already.
Okay.
I am sorry, everybody. The winner is somebody that I do know well. Mr. Eric C. Johnson. The correct answer is Howard's End. Howard's End. Eric has won the Sony Pictures Classics box set. Eric, my friend, congratulations. That is a big deal. It's a huge box set. It is gorgeous. So glad that you're going to be able to have this in your collection. Please send an email to shelfshockrewind@gmail.com, and we will get that in the mail to you as soon as we possibly can. My friends, this is it. This is the absolute last category that we are going to discuss on the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards for 2022. This is the big one. This is the best picture. This is the best overall release from all of 2022. And after this, we'll hang out for a few minutes. We'll get some reactions to everything, and then we'll call it a night. Let's go in to who the nominees are for the best overall release for 2022. What a transformation. I love that.
Cobra Kai. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So the community vote for the best overall release for all of 2022 goes to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Vinegar Syndrome. Congratulations to Vinegar Syndrome and to the little Toby Hooper that could. This was a big deal. And obviously, I'm so glad that they were able to put this out and we could get a great release of this. On top of that, it's a Hooper film, and Hooper always needs more love, and I'm glad that we got it. And Mr. Billings, you can take us home with the final vote of the night.
So now we are with the Creator Selection Committee winner, and of course, this was a lot of great films in this category, and we're going to end it here with the winner going to one of the biggest winners of the night, Drive from Second Sight. Congratulations to Second Sight, to Drive. This was a fantastic release, and I think well-deserved. Great stuff.
That is a wrap for the 2022 Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. I am so grateful that we've had so many people hanging out with us tonight. It has been an absolute wonderful time to get this. It has been a labor of love from both of us. I promised to get this going, and we are here to react. So what's everybody's biggest surprise of the night? What is there something that people feel like was the biggest snub, maybe? Did you have one?
Biggest snub. Oh, you know what? I mean, I don't know. I kind of, the Swimmer release from Indicator was one that I really loved, which was in the Region B category. I would have liked to seen a sneak in on that one. But I don't know. I haven't thought about it much. I was actually pretty happy with a lot of these. So I can't really say off the top of my head if there was any snubs necessarily, but.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked that there was. I know the Drive won a lot tonight, but I was honestly a little shocked that Second Sight didn't win for a few of the other things that they were nominated for. A lot of their stuff has been incredible. The other one for me, this is maybe no surprise, but Imprint Films deserved a lot more than they got tonight, in my opinion. I think they only won for Best Box Set from the CSC, and it is shocking that they did not get more. Some of their special features have been absolutely incredible. Kino not even getting nominated for annual slate was a big deal.
Yeah. I think they only really got nominated. Did they get nominated early on with some of the earlier releases? I don't think they had much in the later categories.
Nope.
It's tough, man. I mean, there's so many labels, there's so many releases, and a lot of times the favorite, the ones that got nominated for favorite label, like your Vinegar, they take a lot of the poll. But we did get we got two winners for each category. So I think that helped us, diversify a little bit. And we'll keep trying harder and harder to diversify as much as naturally, not on purpose, but hopefully more naturally diversify next year's awards.
Yeah, I would agree there. And like I said, Steven and myself, we are going to be doing another stream. We haven't even put a date on it, but it'll be sometime in the next couple of weeks to discuss how everything went. And we will talk about perhaps some feedback for what we could do better next year, other than finding some other system that doesn't cut off the videos for us right when it's at the very end. And
Hey, look, there was some good comedy there. There was some good comedy.
was.
Where I'm just like, I was like, like.
I totally thought that you were going to start posing hilariously near the end of every video just to make it a running gag.
Well, yeah. But
overall, Criterion Vinegar Syndrome got a lot of love, and that was not surprising. The Drive release, it's one of the best of all time, truly. And again, hats off to Out of the Blue. Everything that they won, it was just beautiful to get this nominated so much. Yes, more love for Righting Wrongs. I honestly was surprised that we didn't get more of that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Stan Geezy says, how about trophies for next year? Absolutely. If I can somehow win the lottery by next year,
Yeah.
I would love to send trophies to all these people. By all means, I'd like, especially Kayla Janice, I would love to send her something. And by the way, we are going to be taking the syndication of this, and on the Shelf Shock YouTube channel, we're going to be breaking it down into each individual category so that the labels even can take the snippet from the show and share it if they would like. It's a lot of work, and the stuff that they've done, they deserve the attention for it. So we're going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that they feel like they got recognized for it.
Most definitely. And yeah, I mean, there's more, like you said, there's more to come with this. And we hope that, if we can make this a regular thing, we hope that this will keep, I think something like this will help, make you maybe pay attention a little bit more to what you're buying, your releases, as we talked about with the Sergio Mims Memorial Award. More context, looking into more of your releases when you get them in, and not letting them just sit on the shelf for 3 years. This now you have to vote every year for this show, and it's good to be prepared, and use that letterbox, use whatever tool you like to use to help keep up with some of the stuff that you like throughout this coming year. And so when it comes November this year to vote for next year's awards, then you'll feel better about your vote. So
Jeremy Long is upset that my first VCR didn't win anything. Jeremy, that is a 2023 release, so we can talk about that next year.
Yeah. Justin Long.
And that reminds me, as you guys are going through 2023 and seeing everything that comes in, maybe start keeping a list. Hey, I really enjoyed the visual essay for this disc that I just got in April. That way you don't forget it when November and December rolls around and we do this again for next year. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this enough to want it to come back. And by then, we will make the best of this and improve and maybe make it a little bit bigger.
I hope so. A lot of this process was just figuring out the logistics and figuring out the best way to get it all set up, and also just coordinating, a lot of coordination. Ryan did a lot of emailing of people and, organizing. I spent a lot of time doing graphics and things like that. And now that we kind of know how we've done it and maybe start thinking about improvements, I think next year can be improved in many ways, and will be even better and fun experience. So, and maybe we'll, with this one, maybe more people will want to come on and talk about the releases and do guest nominee videos. So
absolutely,
that'll be nice.
I got a question for you. Cemetery Man wants to know, maybe we can make this a monthly show. How do you feel about that?
No. You're gonna see me doing it from a cardboard box on the side of the street because my wife kicked me out of the house. So no.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. This has been so much work, and not that we are begging for compliments or anything here. We started planning this in September, and to have all this really coming out now 5 months later and see all of you enjoying the things that we've been working on, it is so incredible just to feel the love from the community all come together. And there's been more than 100 people watching this literally the entire time. So thank you all. This has been amazing. Steven, also thank you to you. This has been obviously a huge amount of work for both of us, and I could not have asked for anybody better to do it with.
I appreciate it, man. You too, man. And I think a good friendship has started here just over this love of physical, not only just but doing this show. Now I have to talk to this guy all year long. Now I have to keep up with him. We'll be probably talking to each other all throughout the year about ideas about how to improve, it's great to do this, man. I can't wait to do it again with you next year. And I can't wait to see what the releases are. Can we go into the future and see what's coming out so I can go ahead and start getting ready for it?
Absolutely. All right, everybody. I think that's all we got. This has been amazing. I'm stoked. We hit just over my estimate. I said 2.5 hours, and here we are at 2:41, and we're going to call it a night. Thank you all. This has been incredible. Till next time. Have a good night. Be safe.